Top 3 ultra-rare 1-cent coins that could make you rich. Money bag, these aren't just pennies, they're hidden treasures worth $10,000 to over $250,000. From the legendary 1972 bronze wheat penny to shocking double dies and off-metal errors, these 1-cent coins are making collectors rich. Watch till the end, you might own one. Part 1, The History of the 1966 Lincoln Penny. The 1966 Lincoln penny came at a fascinating moment in U.S. minting history. Back in the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint was dealing with a nationwide coin shortage, especially for silver coins. In 1965, the Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage coin hoarding. This change continued into 1966, which means, right arrow, there are no D or S mint marks on any 1966 1-cent coins. Right arrow, all 1966 cents appear to come from Philadelphia, even though some were minted in Denver and San Francisco. Key facts. Obverse, Abraham Lincoln by Victor D. Brenner. Reverse, Lincoln Memorial by Frank Gasparo. Metal, 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. Total mintage, over 2.18 billion. With such a high mintage, you might think it's common and worthless, but hold on. There are hidden rarities and errors that make this coin a top target for serious collectors. Money bag Part 2, Regular value versus rare value. In circulated condition, the 1966 penny may seem like it's only worth its face value, or just a few cents due to copper content. But the story changes fast with error coins and high-grade examples. Coin grade / type value circulated 2 to 10 cents MS65 RD, red, $15 to $25 MS66 RD, $75 to $150 MS67 RD, $300 to $750 MS67 plus RD, top grade, $2,000 to $5,000 plus error coins, off metal, DDO, etc., $5,000 to $100,000 plus. It's the rare mint errors, die varieties, and high-grade survivors that make the 1966 penny ultra-valuable. Fire Part 3, Top Rare Errors and Varieties of the 1966 Penny. Let's break down the coin features that can bring in big-time money. Fire 1. 1966 Double Die Obverse, DDO. This is the crown jewel of 1966 penny errors. The DDO features dramatic doubling on the inscriptions. Liberty. In God We Trust. Date, 1966. White heavy checkmark. These are very hard to find but known to exist. Money bag value, $1,000 to $15,000 plus depending on clarity and grade. Fire 2. Off-metal error, wrong planchet strikes. Some 1966 pennies were mistakenly struck on foreign coin planchets or dime blanks. These off-metal errors can skyrocket in value. White heavy checkmark. Check for lighter weight, under 3.11 G, or odd colors. Money bag value, $10,000 to $100,000 plus. Fire 3. Struck off-center. This error is easy to recognize. If part of the design is missing or shifted, and the date is still visible, it becomes a hot collectible. Money bag value, $200 to $2,500 plus depending on how far off-center. Fire 4. Clipped planchet. These pennies have a bite taken out of the edge. The U.S. Mint planchet cutter sometimes overlaps, producing this error. Money bag value, $100 to $1,200 plus. Fire 5. Struck through debris, grease error. A coin that's missing details because of grease or debris on the die may show faded letters or numbers. Money bag value, $75 to $500 plus. Fire 6. Die break / cud / BIE errors. Sometimes, part of the die cracks and produces a raised line or blob. A BIE error, a break between B and E in Liberty, is a classic example. Money bag value, $25 to $25. Part 4, Real Auction Sales, Proven Values. Collectors and investors are shelling out big bucks for top grade and error 1966 pennies. Here are some actual auction records. Coin type grade / error price realized 1966 MS67RD, top grade, PCGS $5,040 1966 DDO obverse MS65 $3,250 1966 penny on dime planchet 17,000 Australian dollars 1966 off center, 80%. MS64 $2,200 1966 clipped planchet MS65 $1,150. So yes, that small copper penny from 1966 might be worth more than your car, or even more than a year's salary. Magnifying glass tilted left part 5, how to spot a rare 1966 penny. Want to know if your penny is rare? Use this quick guide. White heavy check mark step 1, check the weight. Standard, 3.11 grams. Anything lighter or heavier equals possible off metal error. White heavy checkmark step 2, inspect with a loupe. Look for doubling in Liberty, 1966, or In God We Trust. Look for die cracks, blobs, or struck through areas. White heavy checkmark step 3, look at the strike. Is it off center? Clipped? Misaligned? White heavy checkmark step 4, get it graded. Submit rare finds to PCGS or NGC. Graded coins fetch far higher auction prices. Part 1, the 1977 Lincoln Memorial Cent, background and design. The 1977 Lincoln penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial series which ran from 1959 to 2008. It features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. Coin specs. Composition, 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. Diameter, 19 millimeters. Edge, plain. Mint locations, Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D. Mintage figures. 1977, Philadelphia 4,469,930,000. 1977 D, Denver 4,194,062,300. With nearly 9 billion total coins produced, the 1977 penny is incredibly common, but hidden among these billions are rare errors and high-grade coins that are worth thousands. Money bag part 2, common versus rare value. Let's separate the everyday from the extraordinary. Condition average value circulated 2 to 10 cents MS63 RD 1 to $3 MS65 RD 15 to $25 MS66 RD 75 to $150 MS67 RD, top grade, $1,500 to $3,000 plus rare errors $5,000 to $100,000 plus. While average 1977 pennies are only worth a few cents, mint state coins and rare errors make all the difference. Some have sold for over $10,000 at auction. Fire Part 3, the most valuable 1977 penny errors. Now let's get into the ultra-rare mint errors that make the 1977 1 cent a jackpot for collectors. Fire 1. 1977 double die obverse, DDO. The holy grail of 1977 penny errors. Doubling can be seen in Liberty. In God We Trust. The date, 1977. White heavy checkmark best viewed under magnification money bag value, $500 to $15,000 plus depending on clarity and grade. Fire 2. Off metal error, wrong planchet. This happens when a penny is struck on a planchet meant for a dime, foreign coin, or other denomination. White heavy checkmark weight will be different from 3.11 G money bag value, $10,000 to $100,000 plus. Fire 3. Off-center strikes. When the die doesn't hit the center, the coin is struck partially off. If the date is visible, these are valuable. White heavy checkmark look for 10% to 90% off-center money bag value, $100 to $3,000 plus. Fire 4. Clipped planchet. Looks like a chunk is missing from the side, caused by a misfeed in the minting machine. Money bag value, $50 to $1,500 plus. Fire 5. BIE error, die break. A small die break between the letters B and E in Liberty makes the coin appear to say BIE. Money bag value, $25 to $250 plus. Fire 6. Double struck or broad struck. Coins struck more than once or without the collar to keep the rim in place can expand oddly and appear smeared. Money bag value, $500 to $5,000 plus. Chart increasing part 4, real auction sales and top grades. Here are some actual auction sales and certified coin values to show how real collectors are paying serious cash for these coins. Coin type grade / error auction price 1977 MS67 RD PCGS $2,820 1977. D MS67 RD NGC $1,998 1977 DDO MS66 PCGS $6,300 1977 Penny on dime planchet $14,500 Australian dollars 1977 Off-center 75% MS64 $2,300. Backhand index pointing right. These numbers show that the right condition or error turns this common coin into a collector's dream. Magnifying glass tilted left part 5, how to spot a rare 1977 penny. You don't need to be an expert to find treasure. Here's your quick checklist. Step 1, weigh the coin. Should be exactly 3.11 g. If lighter or heavier, you may have an off-metal strike. White heavy check mark. Step 2, inspect for doubling. Use a 10x loupe or microscope. Check for doubled letters and digits. White heavy check mark. Step 3, look for odd shapes or cuts. Clipped edges or off-center strikes can mean big value. White heavy check mark. Step 4, check condition. Coins with brilliant red color and no marks, MS67 plus, bring top dollar. White heavy check mark. Step 5, get it graded. Send your coin to PCGS or NGC for authentication and market value. Part 1, the origins of the 1972 Lincoln penny. The 1972 Lincoln cent was minted during a dynamic period in American history, just after the peak of the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. But while it looked like just another penny, something extraordinary happened at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. Coin specifications. Design, Abraham Lincoln by Victor D. Brenner, obverse. Reverse, Lincoln Memorial by Frank Gasparo. Metal, 95% copper, 5% zinc. Weight, 3.11 grams. Mintage, Philadelphia, no mint mark 2933, 255, 000 Denver, D2, 665, 071, 400 San Francisco, S380,200,000. With nearly 6 billion pennies minted in 1972, it's hard to imagine any would be rare. But thanks to dramatic mint errors, some of these coins have become numismatic legends worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Money bag part 2, regular value versus rare value. Let's break it down. Most 1972 pennies in circulated condition are worth. Grade value circulated 2 to 10 cents uncirculated, MS60, MS63. $1 to $5 MS65 RD, $10 to $25 MS67 RD, $500 to $1,500. But here's where it gets exciting. A 1972 double die obverse, DDO, Lincoln penny in mint state red sold for over $14,000, and others with extreme doubling have sold for over $100,000. Fire Part 3, the legendary double die obverse. This is the holy grail of 1972 pennies. The 1972 double die obverse is among the most dramatic and collectible error coins in U.S. history. It features extreme doubling on the date, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." Brain how it happened. The doubling occurred when the coin die was struck twice misaligned during its creation. As a result, every coin struck with that die bore two sets of overlapping details. White heavy check mark. What to look for. Thick, clear doubling on "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Clear doubling on all four digits of the year, 1972. Money bag value breakdown. Grade auction value $50 Australian dollars, $200 to $500 MS63 RD, $1,500 to $3,000 MS65 RD, $5,000 to $10,000 MS66 RD, $14,000 to $25,000 plus MS67 RD. Top pop, $50,000 to $100,000 plus. There are 10 plus different varieties of 1972 double dies, but DDO number 1 is the most valuable and dramatic. Warning Part 4, other rare 1972 penny errors. Aside from the DDO number 1, there are several rare and valuable mint errors to watch out for. Fire 1. Off-metal strikes / foreign planchets. Coins struck on planchets intended for other coins, e.g., a dime planchet, are extremely rare. Money bag value, $10,000 to $75,000 plus. Fire 2. Off-center strike. If the design is not centered and part of it is missing, especially if the date is still visible, this is gold for collectors. Money bag value, $100 to $2,000 plus. Fire 3. Struck through grease. If parts of the design look faded or missing, especially letters, that may be a struck-through grease error. Money bag value, $50 to $1,000 plus. Fire 4. Repunched mint mark, RPM. Look for 1972D or 1972S coins with overlapping or doubled mint marks. Money bag value, $100 to $2,000 plus. 5. Die break / BIE errors. This is when a small die crack appears between the B and E in Liberty, making it look like BIE. Money bag value, $20 to $200. Chart increasing Part 5, Auction Records, Real Coin Sales. Let's look at real auction prices from top graders like PCGS and NGC. Coin type grade price sold 1972 DDO number 1 PCGS MS67 RD $14,400 1972 DDO number 1 NGC MS66 RD $8,812 1972 on dime planchet AU details $17,000 1972 SRPM MS65 RD $900 1972 off-center MS64 RD $1,250. Magnifying glass tilted left Part 6, How to spot a rare 1972 penny. Here's your collector's checklist. White heavy checkmark Step 1, check Liberty and In God We Trust. For doubling white heavy checkmark Step 2, look at all 4 digits in 1972 white heavy checkmark Step 3, check weight, should be 3.11 G, a wrong weight equals jackpot white heavy checkmark Step 4, examine the mint mark, look for doubling on D or S, white heavy checkmark Step 5, get it graded by PCGS or NGC.